Hello. We are back with the fourth episode, I think, of our podcast. We've gotten over 1 million views just on the first three, so we're really hoping to keep on expanding our brand and just show everyone how cool we are and what they missed out on during high school.
Yeah, check the link below for our merch.
Yeah.
If there's not a link,
us kissing on a shirt.
Yeah.
It's not real. It's Photoshop.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
So for this episode, we wanted to fall in love. We took inspiration from this YouTube couple that we both like, and this is how they apparently fell in love and now are engaged. So hopefully we can follow their footsteps.
Yeah.
So I found this thing online. It's called 36 Questions That Lead to Love, and we're just gonna go through them. I don't know if we're gonna go do all 36 because that's a lot, but
I mean, you never know.
yeah,
You get caught up in the moment, in each other's eyes.
I mean, okay. So the first question is, given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest?
Honestly, let me think about this. Anyone, like, do they have to be real?
No.
Then Zuko.
Oh, I was gonna say Uncle Iroh.
Or Aang. Oh, you know what? Uncle Iroh would be such a good dinner guest because he'd just be like, "You have tea? Great." He'd be such a good conversationist. Oh my word. Yeah, it'd either be Aang or Uncle Iroh because Zuko would just be like, brooding in the corner. Yeah. I would be too attracted to him to be able to function. So, you know.
Yeah, that is true. So Uncle Iroh. Number 2, would you like to be famous? In what way?
I don't think I'd like to be famous just because I think I would be overwhelmed with like, I think I know which way Hannah would like to be famous. I don't personally, I mean, I don't know, because I feel like there's so much pressure and it would be, I feel like I would get consumed by it. But if I did get famous, I would want it to be for like a viral video. Like I'm doing something really cool or something funny and everybody's really into it for like a couple of months and then it just kind of dies out.
Yeah. I want to be famous in different ways. I both want to be famous, but also I don't. Like I want to be famous under a secret name. Because like it just with fame it comes like a lot of hate, and I don't have the heart for that. I'm not even good with myself.
Yeah, like I value other people's opinions too much.
Yeah. But I was talking to a lot of people, and like amongst all this stuff that's happening, I'd want to be famous for doing something like crazy, like with all these like protests. I want to like do something just and I want to be in a textbook. That's what I want.
Hannah Savage ran naked through the streets.
Yeah. In protest.
In protest.
That's what I want to be famous
exactly for. What message she was trying to send. But it sure did catch people's attention.
Yeah. It was some type of metaphor for life. What am I saying? For life. But I also want to be famous on TikTok because that just I don't think it's going to be like a whole lot of fame because only like people on TikTok really know it, because it's TikTok is big but like not that big, and there's like different types of famous people on it, and like you can just end it at any time you want, and that's how I want to be famous also.
That'd be cool. I think I would get stressed out because I would feel like I need to be pushing out content all the time. And then I would stress out if like followers dropped and stuff. Honestly, though, we had this conversation earlier, but like if you kept going, the algorithm,
Hmm.
Hit it just right. Just
Yeah,
right.
that video that we posted about the DJ or whatever,
The automatic
that
sound
was so
system.
funny.
It is funny. The timing and like even though the camera flips, it's like really like it works really well. It's really
Yeah.
funny.
I'm like that just makes it even better.
Yeah.
Like
It's
I was about to say like, oh, we need to reshoot it. Like the camera was messed up. I'm like, wait, no, this
no,
is
I'm
just
glad you didn't.
to add to the value of it.
Really did. Check out Hannah the Savage
Yeah,
on TikTok so you can see what we're talking about.
yeah. I was like rewatching it, and so I'm like, this is like the type of video that I'd see on my For You page, and I send it to you saying, I love these people or something like that. Or like this energy though.
Yeah.
Um, Number 3 is before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say and why?
Well, it depends. If it's my friends, I'll just be like, hey, like I just, whatever. But if it's like an adult phone calls, what I like to call them. So like if I'm like calling, like recently I had to make a lot of calls to my financial aid office, and I like wrote down what I have to say and like the main points I have to get across, because in the moment I'm just like, like my mind goes blank, because trying to have adult serious conversations over the phone, I feel like is so life or death, even though it's really not.
Yeah. Sorry, I had a little cough. Sorry. But yeah, same for me. I get really anxious, even though like the person probably doesn't even care. But my mom said that I had to call and make a doctor's appointment for myself. And like I'm just like, Mom, what do I even say? Like, how do I even like say this and stuff? And so she's like, just say your name and say that you want to schedule an appointment, and then say what day works best. I'm like, but Mom,
But
it's
like,
so
what do I
stressful.
say though? Yeah.
So like, I was like,
I know.
what?
No, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. And so I like had my mom like be in the same room with me, and like before as the phone was ringing, I'm like, I'm Hannah Savage. I'd like to schedule an appointment.
Yeah.
My name's Hannah Savage.
Oh my gosh. Then you're like, I'm Santa Havage, and
Basically.
Wednesday, I boo boo. That's how I feel whenever I'm talking to adults on the phone. And my mom, because I'm doing this daycare thing or day camp thing for kids. And I've been doing for lunch, I've just been doing Little Caesars because it's cheap and easy and I don't have to worry about it. And my mom was like, you should call Little Caesars and talk to their manager and try to like see if because they have to write off so much each year for like tax reasons. So she was like, you should offer them, like, ask them if they would like to make a charitable donation because I'm raising money for my tuition or whatever. And I was like, Mom, that sounds like the worst thing in the entire, like, hi, can I get free pizza? Like,
Yeah.
you're probably gonna make me do it, but like,
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah, that seems like something my mom would do. It's like, I don't know what it is, but my mom just thinks that I'm entitled to a lot of stuff. Like whenever she has to talk to the principal, she's like, my daughter, blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, Mom, I'm not that special at Whitewater. Like, why are you trying to?
Yes, you are. Have you seen the Black History Month videos?
I mean, I think I did make a little impact.
Yeah, you should make a YouTube series, post all of them, so you have
That's
them
what
forever.
Baby wanted me to do.
It's really good.
Yeah, I wish I had better people in the class to help me, because fun fact, I did all those by myself.
Yeah, I know. My teacher would, because I had 2 teachers throughout the year, because I had my government teacher and my econ teacher, and they were both like, or not both of them. I think it was my psychology teacher and my government teacher, because they switched. Long story, but I had teachers being like, is it just one girl doing all of that? And I was like, yeah, like, she's killing it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I'm like, I'm so dedicated to these. I'm like, hey, I want to do the same thing even when I go to college. Like, I'm like texting my teacher. I'm like, hey, I can still make the videos next year.
That would be so funny. Hayden's like, is that Hannah?
It's like me in class.
Yep. Oh gosh.
So the next question is, what would constitute a perfect day for you?
A perfect day? Oh my goodness. I love that question. Let's see. I'd wake up at maybe like, how detailed are we going? Like really detailed?
It can be anything.
Okay. I'd wake up probably at like 8 or 9 a.m. and then because I like the morning time, and then I'd read my scriptures and say my prayers. I'd work out, and then I'd take a shower and I'd get all dolled up. Oh, and I'd also have something with Nutella on it for breakfast, probably a crepe. And then I would hang out with my friends, hopefully like all day. Someone would throw money at me. And then I don't know, I would just hang out with my friends all day, come home, take a shower, eat dinner with my family, play board games with my family, and go to bed. Oh, and I'd read to fall asleep. That's my ideal day.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, this question is so hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's not much different from what I try to do normally, I guess.
Yeah.
I just like spending time with my friends and family.
Yeah.
And I think if you had asked me this question like a couple months ago, it would have been very different. I would have been like, I stay home from school and I'm just alone all day. But like asking it now, I'm like, I would be with people because I don't see you guys at all, like not nearly as much as I used to.
I think a perfect day for me would like also be, sorry, there's a bug. Also wake up early because I automatically wake up early. It's just like something that I just do. And
yeah.
I
have a quick question about that. Do you like sleep?
I don't think so.
Because like you'll send me TikToks at like 1 a.m. and then you'll text me at like 6 a.m. and I'm like, what? Like when do you sleep?
I don't know. Sometimes it depends on each night, but sometimes I go to bed at 10, but then I like text one person and we just text till like 1 in the morning and then I stay up and then I just wake up at 6. So I don't really know what my body's doing.
You're like superhuman.
Yeah.
I could never.
That's what they call me.
Superhuman.
Yeah. Sorry, like someone I'm dog sitting and so the lady just texted me. I thought she was coming home tomorrow, but she's coming home this evening, so I had to take her down.
Oh, need to go?
No, not until like 6. What was it? Oh yeah, a perfect day for me. Wake up early. I'd probably like make breakfast for my family because I like making food. It's something that I just like doing. I like probably make pancakes and like rice. And I don't know if people do this because I once made rice for like my friends. I'm like, oh, we do this in my family, and everyone's like, what does that even mean? But we make rice. We put like butter or vegan butter in, and then we put sugar in it, and then we just eat it. That's what we do. And I don't know. Please let me know if anyone else does that, because every time I do it, people look at me crazy.
No, for some reason, I was thinking about this like earlier today or like yesterday. I was like, there are some families like, I don't know what it is, but some families like rice is just like an almost everyday thing. Like my family, we don't do rice very much, but we have neighbors, and every time Max goes over there, and they're like a white family, like it's not even like a cultural thing, like it's just like what they do, if that makes sense. Like, and they have rice with their dinner like every single day. So it's just, I don't know what causes that, if that makes sense. Like
I'm not sure. We grew up like eating the rice thing for breakfast. But now we just get rice and we eat it just for like lunch and dinner, and we put different stuff in it. It's not just like plain rice. Like sometimes
Yeah.
I put like different spices and stuff and put it with beans. But yeah, I don't know about. I don't know.
Comment down below if you eat rice a little more than the rest of the population.
Comment what you put in your rice.
Yeah. Answering the questions you are all wondering at this tumultuous time.
So I eat my rice. And so if this corona thing weren't going on, I'd probably get like probably two or three close friends and just like go to Atlanta or like go to like a park, because that just like going to the park with you was just like the most fun I've had in like a long time, because even though like we were like far apart, we were just like being stupid and we were just vibing the whole
Yeah.
time. And just to like just go to Atlanta, like maybe walk around the Beltline and probably go somewhere to eat. That just seems like a lot of fun, and then come back home and then go to bed.
Nice.
Maybe
Yeah.
stay up late and get some dudes.
You do not get a text from me, I am drunk at your man's house.
So yeah, somehow end up at your man's house by the end of the night.
By the end of the night, I'm at your man's house, and that's all you need to know.
So for the next question, number 5. Sorry, I was just picking my ear. When did you last sing to yourself to someone else? These upper questions.
To someone else? Question mark. I don't know. I feel like I sing to myself all the time. Oh, probably this morning. I woke up. I was plucking my eyebrows and I was singing I Just Can't Wait to Be King from The Lion King, because I've been really into that song lately. It's a fire song. Listen to it again.
Yeah. I concur. To someone else?
Yeah. Oh, to someone else? Last time I sang to someone else. I don't know. I don't really sing.
Yeah, it's a weird question.
Right now.
Oh, wow.
I guess I've never really sung to someone else.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. Just imagine you're with a group of friends. You're like, guys, yeah. And they're like, whoa, she's so good.
Yeah. I have sung to Jesus. I will say that. Every Sunday. That's the last person I sang to.
Wow. Sorry. I say to myself, I don't know, sometimes when I check on the dog, when I get bored while she's peeing, so I just do TikTok dances and I just sing like, I'm a savage, classy, and that's what I do. So yeah, I guess I don't know if TikTok dances count as singing to myself, but to other people, whenever I'm in the car with my family, we usually listen to music and I'm just like, yeah, and I sing along. But like directly to someone else would be like the last time I sang at choir. So.
Oh, true. That's kind of sad.
And Jesus, so.
And
he got a one-on-one concert.
1v1 with Jesus.
Number 6 is if you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last, or wait, what? Okay, hold on. I need to read this again. If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want? So would you rather have the mind or the body of a 30-year-old?
First of all, I pray I never live past 75, okay? Like, after
Exactly.
that, the quality of life, like, I've seen my great-grandparents, and I'm like, I don't want it. Pull the plug, hire somebody, do what you have to do. 75 is my cutoff. Anyways, but I would definitely do mind. I feel like that's such a, like, why would you want the body of a 30-year-old if your brain can't, like, function correctly? You're just gonna be sitting in a wheelchair looking fine as heck, but you can't do anything because
Mhm.
you're mentally not there. If you get that disease, or wait, will my mind be able to mature?
I don't think so.
So I hit 30 and, like, that's my knowledge for the rest of my
Yeah.
life.
I don't really know what that means. Like, what do you mean, like, the mind of a 30-year-old? Like, maybe it's that you won't be able to, like, have any mental, like, thing that comes with old age. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was, like, that as you get older, you don't, like, start forgetting things, and, like, you don't have to worry about, like, dementia and all of that ish, because I would definitely choose that. But if I have to stay, like, if I don't get to mature my mind at all, then I would choose the body, and I would just be super fine.
Yeah. Sorry. I'd be like an even sexier Uncle Ira. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's all I think about.
But, like, what if I'm pregnant at 30?
With the mind or the body?
With the then I'm just pregnant for the
Ooh.
rest of my life.
So,
Things to think about.
you yawn right when you turn 30. So yeah, you're stuck in a yawn.
It just freezes.
Whatever
Dang.
position you were in when you were 30.
I'm out here like
You
I
just
was in the club for my for my 31st birthday. So, like, at midnight, I freeze. Like, this is it for the rest of my
it's like, everyone choose a pose.
yeah. Oh my god.
Actually, yeah, I'd like the body if that's
I'm in a handstand. Oh gosh.
I mean, I'd be showing up to clubs trying to. Never mind.
Trying to what?
I don't know. Pick up someone with my 60-year-old mind.
Oh,
Like
true.
with the body, I'd be like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm 60.
I'm 60. Yeah. I mean, it would be kind of cool to, like, fool people. Like, I have grandkids.
Yeah, what if your grandkids look older than you?
Bruh. I'd make fun of them. I'd be like, you look like that.
Don't look at
Yeah. Gross. Yeah. I just wash my face with my own pee-pee, and I look like this every day.
Drop your
Jonathan out
skincare
here.
routine.
Yeah. Skincare routine. Immortality, baby.
Do you feel us falling in love yet?
Yeah, maybe after each question we should rate how much in love with each other we are.
After that PP comment, you're at a good -6.
Let's see. You talked about Uncle Iro, and you said you wanted to pick up younger guys. I don't know. I'll give it a 4, but you're gonna have to work
Out of
a lot
5.
harder than that. Oh my gosh.
Okay, number 7. What? Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die?
A hunch about how I'm gonna die. At the club, I'm gonna have an epileptic attack with the lights. Nothing, not even old age, will stop me from going to the club.
Exactly. You're rolled in a wheelchair and you're just like, let me get up. Let me do it.
Yeah, my husband's pushing me like, oh my god. What do you call it? And I start like twerking on him to the best of my ability.
That's how you die. You just get a
and then I
while
collapse.
twerking.
Yeah, I collapse. I start shaking really hard. And he's like, wow, she's like getting her energy. And then I fall on the floor. I'm having a seizure. That's what's happening.
The ideal way to go out. At least you went out partying.
Yeah. All my 25-year-old friends who see me every weekend are like, no. Or well, they're giving my eulogy. She was so good on the pole, and she always drove us home because she never drank.
You become a hashtag.
Yeah. Hashtag twerk for Megan.
Twerk in remembrance of her.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I want my death trending.
It's gonna be number 1 on Twitter. I'll make sure it happens.
Yeah. You at 90 years old. Oh gosh.
I don't know. I kind of want to. No, I don't want that. Wait, this isn't what I want. This is a secret hunch. I feel like I'd die like really dumb, like like on my way out the grocery store, then get hit by a car or something like that. Just something like really dumb and non like momentous at all.
What?
Or from being too sexy and seeing myself in the mirror.
Oh yeah, that's
and I just pass out.
Hit your head.
Yeah. Number 8. Oh wait, this is for us. Oh my goodness. Name 3 things you and your partner appear to have in common. Our skin.
Yeah. Our melanin infused skin. Our hair texture and our heritage.
Yeah. Our culture.
Our culture. Yeah. Let's see. 3 things. Do we each have to name 3 things?
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay. 3 things we have in common. I'd say our sense of humor isn't always the same, but I'd say it's very, very similar. Let's see. I could do superficial, like we both play the violin. That's kind of boring. Yeah, that's boring. Nasty. Okay. That's nasty. Let's see. I think we both care about our friends a lot.
Huh? You're
I don't know if that was directed towards me or you. You.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Both of us?
Yeah. So I guess that, and then like I'm pretty sure you and I don't really care for the beach a whole lot. Like it's like we'll do it, but like
I'm sorry.
We would just choose other things before we do that. Like,
sorry, Nigel's singing. I don't know if you could hear it, but it's
yes. Turn it up. Get into it.
Okay. Is that it?
That was 3.
Oh, really? Wait,
it's actually 4. I said I can't remember.
All I remember was the beach and we care about our friends.
Oh yeah, maybe that was only 2. No, our sense of humor.
Oh yeah, you're so right. I just don't.
Yeah. That's one thing we don't have in common.
I actually like made a TikTok. These are not the 3 ones that I did, but no, I didn't make a TikTok, but I had a TikTok idea, but I just didn't ever bring it up because it wasn't funny. But I'm like, the reason Megan and I are best friends, we're both short, we both get asked weird questions about our hair, and we're both thick or something. I can't remember what the last one was, but but that was just a funny one that I came up with. But I'd say both of us, we both know
Karate.
yeah. I mean, I think we both have kind of similar upbringings because we're both the only girls in our family, and we both were born in like a very devoted religious household, and we both like care a lot about our family and our brothers and blah blah blah, just really dumb stuff. So I think that's one thing.
It's really
What? It's really what?
nothing. Nothing. Anything.
I think that we have similar I guess ways of not ways of thinking, but like kind of um I don't know what the word is. Like breaking stuff down. I don't know what the word is. Oh, I can't think of it.
I get it though. I think I get what you're trying to say.
Never mind. That's not even. Oh my goodness. This is stressful. I'm just gonna say the same thing you said. I agree with you. We have very similar sense of humor, and we're both sexy. That's it.
Yeah, we're both undeniably sexy.
Yeah. And we both sing.
And we're both at your man's house. We're just in different rooms.
Yeah. Hey, Megan.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah.
Hey.
Yo.
Wait.
Chill out.
I don't know. Should I actually come up with two more?
If you want to, I'm not gonna make you though.
I'll think on it. I'll think on it. I'm sorry, guys. 9. For what in your life do you feel most grateful?
Oh,
that's my answer.
that talent. I actually Snapchatted you like maybe it was a week or two ago how I couldn't sleep because I kept thinking about how like privileged I am because like I grew up in like a middle class family. Like I'm white and I've just never, not that I haven't gone through stuff, everybody goes through stuff, but I've never had to worry about like my family's finances as much as other kids my age have. Like people have had to get jobs and right out of high school get jobs to help their family. I've never had to worry about constantly being oppressed and like I guess and like I have this religion that I've always clung to and it's always given me answers and like I feel like it's blessed my life a lot. And there's a lot of people who don't have things like that and that are my age and younger. And I think that's what I'm most grateful for. It's just that I was born into the situation that I'm born into. It's kind of broad, but like, I'm just so incredibly blessed. And I hope that like one day I can help other people. That's what I want to do with my life is just be there for other people because I have been given so much. And like, I just have no idea what it's like to be struggling every single day to make ends meet and to live in like our super broken home and all that stuff. Like I'm just super blessed in so many ways. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I felt the same for me. But I'm glad to have a family that even though sometimes I want to throw them off a building, I still have people that like I can come back to like anytime. And I feel the same with my friends. Like for the most part, my friends right now are reliable and I feel safe and comfortable around for the most part. And me and someone named Megan kind of makes it a little adjust the graph. That didn't make any sense. But yeah, just my family and my friends, except Megan.
Yeah. Everyone in my life except for Megan. Like her, hate her. Bam.
You do it. Number 10. If you, oh wait, we already kind of did this. If you could change anything about, wait, did we already do this one? I feel like weird deja vu. It was like, if you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be? Well, we did
Oh, yeah,
that.
we did that in another one.
Yeah. Take 4 minutes to tell your partner your life story in as much detail as possible.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Do you want to skip that? Because I don't even know what I did yesterday.
I'll do whatever you feel is best for the viewers.
I mean, I feel like it would make us fall in love even more, and it'd make us like know more deeply about each other. We don't have to do it for 4 minutes because that's like a long time, unless you want to do it.
No, we don't have to. We don't have to time it, but like we could briefly explain. All right. So my name's Megan Allred, Megan Rebecca Allred. I was born in Utah in 2002 during the Winter Olympics, and my mom and dad got married not even a year before I was born. So they were 25 and 26, and then they moved around a lot in Utah, then eventually in other states, and they eventually made their way to Georgia, where okay, long story. Okay, then they went to Louisiana. My dad went to LSU, and then they came back to Georgia, and my dad went to medical school for dentistry. So I went to dental school at MCG. It's changed its name, and I lived in Augusta, Georgia. And my mom popped out 3 more babies, and they're my little brothers. Caden, he was born a year after me. Tyler, Cade, Max wasn't with us yet. Tyler, when he was 2 years old, well, when he first came out, we knew he was going to be different because he got diagnosed with autism. And then when he was 2 years old, he got diagnosed with cancer on the night before Halloween. I remember it. And that became a really big part of our life, like up until he was probably 8 or 9 years old. Like that's kind of what my biggest memories from those points in my life, because I just remember hospital visits, days where we'd stay in the hospital and we'd always have kind of one parent with us, and the other would be with my brother Tyler in the hospital. We became really good friends with his nurses, and then when he came home, I remember his hair was always falling out, and his bones were so brittle from all the like chemo and everything else that he kept breaking them. So he was always in at least one cast. Like he's broken every limb of his body. And that was just a big part. That's not really my life story, but it was such a big part of my life that I think that's where I get my, like I care about other people. And I think that's a big part of it is because of Tyler. And he just made me so aware, I think, of other people, especially with special needs. My heart really like goes out to those kind of kids. And then we moved to Zebulon, and we lived basically in my grandma's backyard, but her backyard's many, many acres, and she had a little house. We lived there. It was much too tiny for us, but we were broke because my dad was just out of dental school. And we lived there for like 4 years, and I went to Pike Elementary, and it was in the middle of the country, and everybody was like guns and redneck. Like it was
Whoa.
So glad we moved because I don't know what I would be like if we stayed there. But I made some really good friends and some good memories. And then Tyler finished his chemo there, and he had like what we called his port, and that was where they would like inject a lot of his medication, and it was like in his chest. And they took it out there. We still have it like in a bag. And that was like the biggest like moment for our family, because it meant he was like done, like cancer free for sure. And he's been cancer free ever since. Let's see. I got bullied at Pike Elementary. That bring bullying back. That really I don't know. Like I guess it's bullying. It changes you for better or for worse. But it was this, yeah. Her name was Leah, and I still remember her to this day because she and I. Anyways, I did push her at one point though because I couldn't take it no more. Thank you. She cut me in line, and I was like, and she was like, "Excuse me," and I was like, "What?" Like, is there a problem? Anyways, then we moved to Brooks in the middle of my 5th grade year, and that was really, really hard for me because like 5th grade's such a big year. You're about to go into middle school, and I had so many friends that I'd made there, and like I hated Brooks Elementary when I first went there because it was such a small school, and everybody was so like tight knit and already had their kind of friend groups, and so I had a really hard time like feeling like fitting in. But that's where I started the violin. And I also took piano lessons while I lived in Pike, or in Zebulon Pike area in the country, and that was really that was something that kept me like really like, I don't know, I loved the piano, for lack of a better way to phrase that. But then I moved to Brooks, started learning the violin, and then I made a couple friends, and then Danny Ball and we ended up like not liking each other at all. She and our relationship has been so funny, but I did not like Danny. She didn't like me because we were fighting over a certain Alyssa to be our friend. Anyways, then we went to Whitewater Middle School, and in 6th grade, I met some weirdo named Hannah, and we did health and fitness together. And in middle school, in 6th grade, I thought I was the ish. I thought I was so cool. In 7th grade, I hated myself probably the most I've ever hated myself ever. I went through a really hard time because right before middle school, or during my 6th grade year, my mom got worried about me because I would only like to wear t-shirts and like put my hair up in a ponytail. Like I just wasn't very girly, which makes sense because I hadn't hit puberty yet. And so she got nervous for me because I was her only girl, and she didn't want me to be a tomboy basically because she just wanted me to be girly. I don't really understand her reasoning, but she got my cousin to get me into makeup. And then she like, it's this whole thing my mom and I argue about a lot because like she got me into makeup when I was like 11 years old, like way too young. I don't know if you remember this, but I would have, my makeup was ridiculous because I started, when I started using it and I would get like some compliments and stuff, I felt like I needed it. And then my acne got bad, and then I was like, oh, now like the standard is me with makeup, and that's what's pretty. And now that I have acne, I have to wear more makeup to cover it up because I'm no longer pretty unless I have makeup on. And like that was just my mental process. So 7th grade, my makeup was awful. I didn't know how to dress myself. My hair was greasy, and I was like, my body was changing, and I just started like my period and everything. And so I really, really hated myself in 7th grade. And then in 8th grade, I started to like myself a little bit more. And my life changed when I started guard at the end of my 8th grade year. I did guard, and it got me to do more physical activity. It got me outside. It got me meeting people and getting me so far out of my comfort zone that like I think my confidence would be nothing like it is today if I hadn't done that. And I did it for 4 years. And it was probably my most life-changing thing. And yeah, and like there's been how do you tell your life story? This is so hard.
I don't know. I'm mentally filtering out every single thing in my head.
Because like I guess I've had some rough spots with like my mom and just things she's gone through. I'm not gonna go into big detail with that though. And then like my brothers grew up. We had Max while we were in Zebulon, and I wanted him to be a girl so bad that when I found out, I basically like threw a tantrum. Not really. I just cried. I was like, no. But I'm glad that I have brothers now because little girls are annoying. And then, let's see, I made lots of friends in high school, which I would not have expected in middle school because I maybe had like 3 or 4 friends. But now I have lots of friends, and I love all of them so, so much, and they're so amazing. Danny and I ended up having beef in 6th grade, I think it was. We weren't friends, and we made up in 8th grade. And then we didn't really talk till sophomore year, and now she's one of my best friends. And she's changed my life a lot with her wisdom, and I've grown in my testimony of church, and I want that to be a part of my life forever. And oh my gosh, I still play the violin, I still play the piano. I don't do garden anymore, but I did it all 4 years and I loved it. And my grandpa died in the beginning of my senior year, and that was a big thing for me because I haven't ever experienced death in the family or someone that I really knew, but I loved my grandpa so much, so that was hard. But yeah, like I feel like it was okay because I had church.
Can Cooper play?
Yes. Sorry, Max is talking to
Hey,
me.
Max.
Max, you want to say hi?
Hello.
Hi. Oh, he looks so much like your dad. Oh my goodness. You sound like such a old woman.
Anyways, yeah, now I'm graduated and I'm about to go to BYU for college. That was so long. I'm so sorry, but like, there's just so many things. How
Yeah.
do you? Okay, your turn.
So my name's Megan Rebecca Allred. I was I'll try to memorize the first things that you said, but that's all I got to. So my name's Hannah Savage, I guess. I was born in Riverdale, Georgia, named after my favorite TV show. No, just kidding.
Really?
No.
Okay, I was like, oh, I thought you were talking about your name for a second, and I was like,
No. Oh no.
Oh.
I was named after my great grandmother. And my parents are Angela and Carter. They were born in Tennessee. I don't really know where. I think my mom was Union City. My dad was Jacksonville. And they both went to Vanderbilt in Tennessee, in Nashville, Tennessee. And that's where they met. My dad, I don't really pay attention to people's ages, but my dad is like probably 3 or 4 years older than my mom. And they met while they're in college. And then they got married, and then they had my older brother, Amiri, and then my cousin, he was born to, his mom had some problems because she was not married when she had a baby, and I don't really know what happened to the dad, so our cousin came to live with us before I was born. And then my parents, they really wanted another child, but I was a little stubborn. I did not want to come out. And so probably 3 or 4 years after my older brother, on Easter Day, I decided to be like, hey guys.
Yeah.
And I came out of my mama's stomach. It was almost at like a Dunkin' Donuts. That's what they keep on telling me. Not a Dunkin' Donuts, a Krispy Kreme, because they used to have this tradition to eat Krispy Kreme on Easter. But then that may be fake, but that's what they keep telling me. I was born in a hospital. Then 2 or 3 years later, they had my little brother Nigel. And I used to go to this daycare center because my mom worked at Chick-fil-A, the headquarters at Chick-fil-A. And so at the daycare, there were probably 2 other Black people. So I grew up with a lot of like mental challenges about me being Black. My mom just told me that like, my mom just told me that at the daycare center, they had this like ballet thing. And so like there's this teacher that came, and so I kept on coming back to her saying, I want to be light skinned like Taylor. And then she took me out of that real quick and made me join a Black ballet. And I didn't want to be in it because stuff. And so I grew up with a lot of that because I grew up like around a bunch of white people, and that's just an issue. And so, but these are the people that I first met when I was born. So I grew up with them for probably the next 13 years because the daycare was it was a summer daycare and like a pre-K. So like I just saw them all the time. And so some of them I still am friends with. Like this girl named Gracie. She's one of my first best friends. We used to go to this camp together. It's called Camp Windshape. We went there every year, every summer, until I stopped going because I just felt a little whack about it. But we're still good friends. And then I went to Spring Hill Elementary School. I met Brianna in kindergarten because my mom's like, put my baby in a class with another Black girl. And then I met Brianna. And so Brianna and I didn't really we were friends, but like we weren't really like best friends. Like we only really hung out like on each other's birthday because we invite each other to each our birthday. But we didn't really become like really good friends until like either fifth grade or middle school, and then we actually like started hanging out like on a regular basis, and like we had other black friends, and then in sixth grade I met this really weird girl. Well, one was Megan, the other one was the other like toxic friend, and so this toxic friend I was friends with until like ninth grade, and it did help me because it made me become a lot more aware of like politics and social issues. But then she was also just a really bad person, made me feel bad about myself. And then we stopped being friends in ninth grade, but I was still friends with Megan, and so Megan and I became friends. And then, and I don't know I don't really know what happened, but when I don't know what grade I was in, but my cousin went off to college, and then he dropped out his first year because stuff. And so then he moved to Texas, and I haven't really seen him since. But I talked to him a couple weeks ago, but he has some challenges, and he's living with a pastor right now. And so my grandma died in sixth grade, so and that was like a really big thing for me because that was the first time someone died. For me, well, not the first time someone died, but the first time someone that I knew died. And in the ninth grade, I forgot, I totally forgot, I joined orchestra, and I joined Spivey Hall in fifth grade. And Spivey, I that's been my like main thing because like no one else really does it at school except for me. But I made like a lot of my closest friends in Spivey because we go on tour, and we went to Italy when I was in sophomore year. And so yeah, that was really fun. And then what else do I do? Um, Nothing really that momentous has ever happened to me. Uh, I got accepted in Agnes Scott. I'm going there. I don't know. I'm kind of boring. That's it.
You're not boring.
Oh yeah, and then Megan and I got married after we finished college, and we had two kids, two black baby girls.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's a hard one. I think it's also hard because we're kind of trying to censor ourselves a little bit because we are on the internet. We don't have 1,000 followers or anything, but we like it could still get places. So I feel like if we were on the rocks at a beach and there was a storm in the distance.
Yeah, I would tell you everything.
Oh gosh. And I feel like we shared most of at least what we're comfortable with, like stuff that's not exclusively family stuff, but like the harder things.
Yeah. I wish I had a fun boy story.
Me too.
I feel like I do have a fun boy story, but I can't really think of it right at the moment.
You could talk about how you asked a certain someone out that one time.
Is it the person that would know that I'm talking about this story?
I think so. And then there's also you could talk about junior prom.
Oh my goodness, no. I feel so bad for him. I took some guy to prom, and so it wasn't a good idea because I did like him. I did really like him. But we're both very awkward. I don't think he's ever been in a relationship. I've never been in a relationship. And I should not have spent my first prom with some guy that I was barely friends with, because all I want to do is just dance with my friends, and I felt like I had to babysit him because he didn't even want to go to prom in the first place, and I made this poor kid go to prom with me. But he turned out to be the salutatorian, so it's okay because my college application has that on it. And
junior prom with salutatorian.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't think we've talked since junior prom. So that was really something special. But he's chill. If you're watching this, no hard feelings. I'm so sorry I forced you to go to prom with me.
That's so funny. Yeah.
But yeah, I do have a fun boy story, but I don't want it in case he does see this.
Okay.
He's really cute. His name's Megan Allred. Okay, number 12. I don't think we're gonna do all these because it's been almost. Wait, yeah, I think it's been an hour.
Oh my gosh. We
Has
can
it?
always go like halfway and then like finish the rest another day.
Yeah. Okay, so unless I just don't know how to tell time. Um, if you could wake number 12 is if you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be?
A fat booty. No, I'm just kidding.
Already got that.
One quality or ability. Wake up tomorrow. Man. There's so many.
Yeah.
How do I just pick one? I would love to have just like, oh no, there's two. I wish I could wake up and have like 10 more years of dance experience than I already have, you know? Like, I wish I could wake up and feel like I've been dancing since I was 4 years old. Or I wish I could wake up and just be able to like play the violin and the piano and just like have incredible musical like ability and be able to like hear something and play it and like all that. It's one or the other.
Hmm. Wait, can you see me? Okay, never mind. Just kidding.
Sorry, my dad was calling.
It's all good. Uh, crap, I had one. I think I'd wake up and be you. No, I'm just kidding. I think sex appeal is my number one because you can get anywhere
Yeah,
with that.
you literally can. You literally can.
So, yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm not that like I if Trump were undeniably like sexy, like would we hate him as much? Like we probably still wouldn't like him. But I feel like we'd also be like, but he's so
It's
sexy
like, you know
though.
what? I can
Like
do it 4 more years.
Obama? Like Obama? Yeah. Easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
Like when he talks, you're just like, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Like even if you don't agree with what he's saying, you're just like, mm. Anyways.
Yeah. So yeah, I think my special quality would be make Trump sexier, so it'd be easier to deal with.
Oh gosh.
Um, I'd want the ability to read minds because one big issue I have, I don't know if they would make it worse or better, but I am very insecure about what other people think of me, and I always like jump to conclusions. Like if like someone doesn't do something like very specific, someone does something very small, I'm like, oh man, they hate me. If like they don't look at me or something, I don't even know. I just get very insecure about things, and so all I'm gonna is like, wonder if she's thinking about me. But, but yeah, it would make life so much easier, and I wouldn't have to force myself to be brave to ask someone out. I'm just like, oh, do they even like me? Like I can just be like, oh, he thinks I'm sexy. I'll go in. And
Yeah.
so, so that
That's
would make things a
so
lot
true.
easier, and I could just be better at making friends, I guess. But like, is it really that good if you have to like fake?
Mm.
I don't know. At the same time,
That's
I don't really want to know what people really think about me because that'll just make me sad.
yeah, I like people can be so mean, you know, like I feel like I'd hurt my own feelings by reading that because I know like I've annoyed people and people don't and there's people who don't like me and I feel like I would just get too personally I would get too caught up in that. But also I know I've already said two, but I would also love to just be able to talk to boys like well or at all. That's it.
Hello.
Yeah. Cause like I just ugh ugh. I
Yeah,
could just like, you know, life would be so much easier.
yeah. But I also think it's just boys our age don't know how to talk at, to anyone because the people like the girls that do date them, they're the ones that also don't know how to talk. So or sometimes there is a really mature one, but some girls
Yeah.
are more likely to put up with a guy that can't talk because he got some sexy abs.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a guy that can actually like have good conversation. I had good conversation with Tom. That's for another reason.
For some reason, I think is not on the market for you, Hannah. For some reason. Yeah, let me think. No, I don't think there's any boy. I have talked to the guy that you took to junior prom. I have no trouble talking to him because he acts a lot like my little brother Cade. And so when I talk to him, I feel like I'm talking to my brother. And then before something happened with I don't know why I'm not okay. Before Ethan asked me to homecoming, I had a really easy time talking to him because he also reminded me of one of my little brothers. And so I think when they resemble my brothers, I have no problem talking to them. But whenever romantical feelings start like get into the mix on either side, I freak out. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to act. Mm-mm.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you'd be better at talking to dudes. I feel like you're more chill than I am. About like people because with all my insecurities, I always be awkward and I be rambling. Like right now.
You're good at talking to people. Like you're always good at making people feel included. And that's a really good thing.
I'm trying to think the last time I talked to a person.
I know you are not acting like we did not hang out this week.
No, I mean like in a group. Like a group. And live and in stereo.
In stereo.
Where did I get that from? Yeah. I don't know. Next question. Set 2. Oh, we're moving on to set 2. I don't know what that means.
2 sets?
If a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know?
Oh gosh.
Sorry.
I don't know if I'd want to know anything because I feel like if you know something, would it mess up your life? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. If I had to choose one thing, I'd probably choose to know when I'm going to meet my future husband. Not like how or who, but just when. So I don't have to mess around before then, you know? Like I could just focus on myself and like getting myself into a place where I feel like I'm ready for that kind of commitment and I'm ready for a family and stuff. And I can just be like, nope. And then, July of some year hits and I'm like, okay, I'll be looking fine as frig. Yeah. Where you at? So, yeah.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want anything too detailed because I feel like I would act different if I knew something like that. All right. Go ahead.
Probably. Yeah, I'd say the husband thing too, because sometimes I find myself, I know I don't really believe in it all that much, but there's like a bunch of people on YouTube who do stuff like card readings, like tarot cards and stuff. And so you already know, I think I already found my husband, and I'm like, it don't matter who we both date, because I know we eventually gonna end up together.
Yeah.
So, but like, hold on one second.
Sure.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, but I watch these videos where it's like, oh, pick a stone and I'll tell you if the man that you're talking to right now is the guy you're gonna marry. And so then I find myself watching these videos, and I watch them all the time, and then it's like really accurate to the guy that I'm talking
Yeah.
to. And it's like, oh, it's someone that you'll meet like blah blah blah, and he has brown hair. I'm like, all I'm saying. But yeah, because I'm way too worried about like if people if ever anyone's ever gonna love me. That sounds really gay, but that's something that I'm worried about. Like even if I don't want to get married, but I still want to be someone's something. I don't know what I'm trying to think of, but like yeah,
I feel like part of life is like finding your person. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like marriage. It could be your best friend, or
mm,
it could be like a family member, but I feel like everybody just needs that one relationship where you're fulfilled and happy and stuff. So I
yeah,
totally get what you're saying. Like it's scary. I think so we're about to go to college and everybody's like college is where you date and where people like, especially for me because I'm going to BYU and that's like everybody's getting married. That's just like what people kind of expect of girls when they go to BYU is that they're going to get married and propose to like 18 times. And like it's nerve wracking because you're like, what if I don't? What if I don't find someone? What if everybody around me is getting married and I'm like, like
yeah,
what if my person is dead? What if my person lives in Brazil?
yeah.
You know?
I mean, I'll uh gladly fill in that role if
Oh, I'll let you know. Give me like 20 years. I'll hit you up. Hey, girl.
hey, I heard that your husband died. That's sad.
Yeah. You want to elope and travel the world together?
I mean, honestly, I would not say no.
Honestly.
Okay, I think this may be our last one.
Okay.
Um, is there something you've dreamed of doing for a long time? Why haven't you done it?
Ugh, that
I could
question.
do that. That's kind of lame if you want to.
No, it's a good question. I just like it. It's like a question that like I don't know. Like when you ask yourself like why aren't you doing what you love or whatever. I guess it could be hard. But I guess I love to dance like so much. Like I love hip hop groovy styles. I also love contemporary and modern and jazz. Like I just love dance and I love like more cultural dances. Like I love hula and like more African style dances. Like I just love all of it. And I wish I like the reason why I'm not like in classes and actively trying to learn how to do more complicated stuff is because I feel like I'm like too old. Like I feel like I've missed the mark because most professional dancers are dancing when they're like 2 years old up like and I just feel like I would get my feelings really hurt if I tried to start dancing now and then realize just how I'm not that special. Like I feel like I do have some sort of talent with dance, but but I lack the experience and there are millions of other people in the world who have just as much if and more talent than I do, if that makes sense. So that's mine.
Mm. Yeah. Um, I have a couple things that I wanted to dream of. It's kind of like I've dreamt of, and it's kind of in the same like field. I wanted to start a business, like some type of black-owned, like vegan business, and I've talked about it with my mom and how I like over this quarantine I've started like baking. I did that banana bread. I made some cookies, and so I did. That's just something I like doing, and so I'm just like, Mom, I kind of want to start my own like vegan bakery because it's hard for me to find vegan stuff. Like it's easier in Atlanta, but in Fayetteville, it's like really hard. And
Sure.
so I wanted to do my own bakery, and someone else like, oh, we can do it. And it's just it. We had to start off really, really small, just like reaching out to people and saying, hey, I'm selling vegan donuts. I'm just really scared of like the rejection because like people have such a weird stigma about vegan. It's like, oh, it's blah blah blah, and I'm just scared of like reaching out to you like my friends saying like, hey, I'm selling vegan donuts, can you like help support my business, blah blah blah. And it's something that I really want to do, but it's hard to start up, and I have a lot of anxiety about that whole thing. And second thing is I want to start my own like homeless shelter, and it's something that I've like always wanted to do. Like the vegan thing was like very recent, but like this homeless shelter is like just it's very important to me because when my cousin moved away to Texas, he was homeless, and he affiliated with like some whack people, and so I just want to start something like for people like him, where that are just like they probably aren't in the greatest mental stage, and they just need someone to support them because some people just don't have people to support them. Like there's like a lot of kids who are like either ran away from home or like their parents died or whatever, or there's just like adults that like lost their job and they just need to like have a place to stay until they can like get back on their feet. And that's just something that I've always wanted to do. And because yeah, everything's just really whack. And yeah,
That's a really good one. Much more noble than wanting to prance around.
no, there's nothing wrong on the
Yeah.
thing.
That's true.
Oh, today has been so difficult mentally because like I posted it on my story, but like everywhere I go, like all my social media, it has to do with all this stuff that's going on, and it's just like so draining. And I want to get off of Instagram, but I want to stay on there to like be informed. But like it just makes me so angry, and I don't even know. Like after that conversation I had with that one person, it just made me. Ooh, I just want to.
Yeah, I know. I was about to go to bed last night at like midnight, and then my mom and I and Hayden, like I don't know how this came about, but we started talking about everything that's going on, and like George Floyd and all the riots and everything, and it's like it's just so crazy. It's just so crazy, and like I don't even know what is to be said that hasn't been said and heard already, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's ridiculous, and it is draining because like I just want everybody to get along. I just want everybody to get along, but it's like my mom said something about it too because we were talking like we're basically debating whether or not like we thought the riots were the most effective way to like protest or whatever. And my mom was like, well, I read this thing and it said that like how in the American Revolution, like it got started through riots, and most every American would agree that the American Revolution was necessary for a free country to come about, et cetera, et cetera. And so we can't go around judging like people for rioting for change when, you know, like that's how this country started, you know? Like it's, and like the things you've been posting, like peace and everything, or no, wait, like peaceful protests and everything, like they don't work all the time. Sometimes they don't have the same effect that you want. Anyways, sorry, I don't mean to be going all into politics and stuff, but like we're just talking about
politics. Oh, sorry, good.
Well, not social issues, etc., like sensitive content, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm usually not like someone that's like violent, but like the riots aren't necessarily violent. They're just it's a statement. It's just a statement. And so like I saw people saying like this is the second like civil rights movement, and like since we more Black people have a platform, because like back then all they had were just marches and public speeches, but now we have like social media to try to communicate our feelings, and it's up to like other people if they want to help or listen at all. And I feel like the most effective way to make people listen is to like force them to listen, because no one's going to listen if you're just peaceful and just taking a little march. Like what are they going to do? Like just be like, oh, look at them. Like if it's just a statement, and
Yeah.
and just, like, burn it if you have to, because what's most important is the future, the future people that have to grow up, and how are they going to what is going to be different about the future than it is now,
Mhm.
and what's going to change, and if it takes like some people uh trashing a target, so be it. Like, it's people's lives over a target at this
Yeah,
point.
for sure. It's coming down to like values, not so much like the law, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Like, does this country value human life or do they value property? And but yeah, it can be so draining because like you said, with the social media and everything, because it's everywhere, and it's like it's good that it's everywhere because it needs like people need to be aware of it, but it also like it's just so emotionally draining, and especially when you don't feel like you can do anything, and we're not like in a place in the world where we can like I don't know, like it's just hard to like figure out what you can do to help when there's you know what I'm saying? Like you just feel
Yeah,
like you can't do anything, but you want to do everything
yeah,
because it's so emotionally taxing. Like I watched like the video of him like suffocating and I just like I couldn't. Like I had to turn it off because it was so I watched as much as I could, but it was so like I was just so disgusted and repulsed that I was just like I can't even believe I'm getting tired just talking about it because it's so like I don't even there are no words that I can use to describe that, but
yeah. Like, I didn't even watch it. Like, Nigel kept on asking me if I watched it, and he kept on like trying to show it to everyone in my family, because Nigel, I don't know if he has like more of a tolerance to that stuff, but he kept on playing the video out loud. I'm like, Nigel, I don't want to hear it, because like that I don't know if it's like different from how other people grew up, but I grew up being forced to watch all this stuff about Black history in America, and it's hard to watch it, because there's just a Netflix documentary. It's called When They See Us, and it's about like how I forgot when it was. I think it was like in the '90s in like New York. How like there are these group of like Black guys just like hanging out, and they're just hanging out in a park at night, and then some white woman got killed, and they all pinned it on the Black people, on the little Black boys. They're like 13, like they're in high school or middle school, and like they didn't even, some of them didn't even like know each other, and the cops tried to force them to pin it on each other, and saying that they assaulted this woman, they sexually assaulted this woman, and like doing all this stuff, and it was just like so heartbreaking. It's a whole series, and like
yeah,
I like couldn't watch past the first episode, because it was like they're hitting these little boys and forcing them to lie on tape, and it was just it's just so hard, because like it's still the same now, and stuff has happened, and people haven't even like been recording it, and like people die when it's not being recorded, and I saw someone saying like the only way the definition of white privilege is that a white person can get killed and their murder gets a trial and goes to jail, and when a Black person when a Black person gets killed, the person has to have like a bunch of social outrage just like get a trial, and I just think that's crazy, how
yeah,
like there has to be mass protest just for someone to get justice, and it's crazy.
yeah.
But
I
yeah,
don't
we don't have to talk about it anymore.
no, it's heavy, heavy
Yeah.
stuff, but it's I guess the conversations are necessary, but they're hard.
Yes.
And like it's just and I just think the frustration is so real. Like you just I yeah. I'm always at a loss for words when this kind of stuff comes up because I just don't even know I don't even know what like I just how do you say be a good person, value human life? How many times can you say that? And it just doesn't you would think that would be enough, but it's not. Like people just anyways.
Yeah. So
So So on that note,
On that light note,
yeah. Wow, we really just. Sorry, I didn't mean. You were saying how frustrating you were like having that everywhere, and then I was like, let's talk about it some more.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I was going to lead into like I wanted to have some stuff in the description about like petitions and ways to donate, because people are like donating to his funeral or getting people posting people's bail for if they get arrested at protests and stuff like that. So I want to put that stuff in the description.
Something can't you like text? There were like 2 numbers that you text. I did that. And it gives you like more information, like websites to go to. But yeah.
If you want us to talk more about no, just kidding.
About politics.
I don't think we have the heart to do it.
I would get so like stressed out about talking about it because like I need to talk about it and I need to be aware of the stuff going on, but like it's just so hard and it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah, it hurts my soul.
It really does.
Yeah. I wanted to go to the protest last night. There was one in Atlanta. And I was like texting like Parker, I'm like, hey, we should pop up. And I told my mom, because right now she's in Nashville. I'm like, hey mom, I kind of want to go to this protest, but she's like, I do too, but it's probably gonna get crazy. People are probably gonna get arrested because like the cops like were there like there's one march where like peaceful, and then some people like broke off and like started rioting and stuff. And the cops started going crazy. So
yeah.
I still wish I went though.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down to do something like that, so long as I don't have to break off and do the rioting stuff. Yeah. Like, not that I'm judging, but I would not want to show up and you'd be like, "Come on, girl!" Like,
get like a little hammer.
That, yeah, and I'm like, actually, no, I will be leaving.
Yeah, that's fine. If I really want to do it, like I don't at this point. It's people's lives over a virus, and if I get sick, I'll be fine. I'll probably be fine.
Yeah,
but like, yeah, I feel like this is more important than just a virus.
For sure, and I think at this point, I'm probably gonna get a little. I probably won't get hate for this because we don't have that many followers, but like, I'm really frustrated sometimes with I'm always frustrated with the coronavirus, but like right now, it's just so hard because like everybody's kind of in limbo and we don't know what's going on. And I just wish like that they would have, I wish what could happen would be that we could still hang out with people and we'd still be very like conscious about like hand sanitizer and not touching each other and wearing masks, but that hanging out was okay and like doing things was okay. And that older people were not allowed to come out and like, yeah, and people susceptible to it, of course, and everything. Because like the economy and going to school, like little kids cannot do school online.
Yes.
And I don't want to do school online. If that means that I have to break the like quarantine stuff, then like so be it. But I want to go to college and I want my little brothers to be able to go back to school and everything. And I just, the scientists are projecting that we're going to all get it eventually anyways. And not that I'm saying that we should be reckless, but we can't keep this going on forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not sustainable. And already where we are with the economy, not that this is the biggest thing that matters, but it's going to take us years to recover from where we are now because and like I think about like the small businesses that people depend on those and like it's a lot. And I think personally I'm ready to come back out and start doing things normally again. I don't think I'll be going to any movies or any like close quarter things for a long time, but like I don't know, getting my hair cut, spending time with friends. I wish that were just easier. Yeah, anyway, sorry, I keep going.
It's all good. Yeah, like I don't know if it's been proven that if you get it, you won't be able to get it again. Because if that were the case, I'd go outside, lick a pole, and just stay in my room for a couple weeks.
Honestly.
I think
I think that's what they were saying in the beginning. Like, you get it and then you're good, but then they're not sure, I think is the case. I don't really stay a whole lot up to date with that. I tried to, but I would just get so frustrated that I was like, I can't do it. But yeah.
But it seems like Georgia is like just ready to go back to the way.
Georgia's like,
he's ready.
I got summer vacation plans. I'm going to the beach. The rest of the country can come if they want to. Like,
exactly.
Like, Georgia might be jumping in a little too excitedly, a little too what's the word? They're just too ready to like end all of this. But I also can kind of see where they're coming from, just because it's hard. But I also think it's a little dumb to be doing.
Yeah. People be having barbecues.
Yeah. I don't know. I think if you're outside and you're not meeting with a bunch of people, and like you're washing your hands, you're wearing a mask, and just doing what you can, like, I think you should be able to see your family and see your friends. Don't touch them, but you can see them and be in the general same area. Like, I feel like personally, that's not crossing a line for me, but I'm also, I would respect anybody else who that would cross a line for, because it's scary times.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. And I'm young, you know, like, it could be a lot more scary for people who are middle-aged and older, and people with like asthma and things. Yeah.
One time, well, a couple nights ago, I thought I got it because it was the day after you and I hung out, and I got my mama. I've been telling her, I'm like, Mom, I'm missing sweet tea. I need some tea, and so I made some tea, and so I put the sugar in it, and so like I like drank it, and I left, and then I came back and I drank it, and then my stomach just started hurting like really, really bad, and like I felt really nauseous, and I went to bed. I'm like, please, Megan, I hope you did not give me corona. So I went to bed at night thinking I was gonna die, and so I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm missing Megan. And then I woke up and I was fine. Then I drank the sweet tea again, and I felt sick again. So I think it was just the sweet tea.
Yeah. This girl I was nannying, I am nannying. I went to her house one day, and I was talking to her while she was eating breakfast, and she was like, yeah, my stomach kind of hurts. And I was like, what? Your what hurts where? And she was like, yeah, it's just a little bit. And then like I would not touch her, and then for the next like 15 minutes, like every 15 minutes after that, I'd be like, is it still hurt? Eventually she was fine. I think it was something she ate, but like I was like,
Get a little Lysol.
No, I will be quitting. But yeah. Thankfully, she did not get sick or throw up or anything like that. Because I would have used my mixed martial arts on her real bad.
As one does.
As one does. With the 7-year-old girl she's nannying. When she says she has a tummy ache. Yeah. Say it again.
Well, it's getting a little long, so I'm gonna ring my gong. So I think next time we only got through 14 of the 36 questions.
Dang.
So I think next time we're gonna work on them a little more. So comment down below and
about rice. The most controversial thing we talked about today.
And if you think if you think Megan is racist,